Before we begin, I want to make it clear that this channel does not aim to offend anyone or attack any group. Our mission is to trace our identity, an identity that was not truly lost but rather covered under the state of not knowing. This knowledge was passed down to past generations by our forebears, and we seek to uncover it. The richness of the Bantu language is deeply rooted in idioms, messages conveyed in a particular order, where the meaning is different from the individual words themselves. When taken as a whole, these idioms carry a profound meaning that may not be immediately apparent when analyzing each word separately. Over time, many people lost the true meaning of these messages, taking them at face value rather than understanding their deeper significance. The most well-known information about the migration of the Bantu people revolves around the concept of the grain basket, isilu. Many Bantu groups, especially those in the southern regions of Africa, describe their migration as descending from the northern regions by means of a grain basket. Some interpretations suggest that this refers to ancient boats made of reeds, similar to those used in ancient Egypt and throughout Africa. However, this explanation may not fully capture the original meaning. Our ancestors often described their migration as descending from the mountains, rolling by means of a grain basket. Since boats traverse rivers rather than rolling down mountains, this metaphor likely refers to something deeper. While some people may have migrated by boat, the grain basket analogy points to a different truth, which we will unpack step by step. A grain basket was traditionally made from reeds and used to store seeds for future planting. These seeds were preserved until they were ready to be sown to sustain the community. Logically, a seed requires soil, water, and sunlight to sprout and grow. Now, imagine if a grain basket had a hole, allowing some seeds to escape and fall to the ground without the knowledge of the person carrying it. The basket carrier would continue on their journey, unaware that some seeds had been left behind. Those seeds would take root, grow and multiply, forming a new field separate from the mother plant. Over time, due to geographical differences, soil quality, and climate variations, these plants would develop distinct characteristics, even though they originated from the same basket. This is exactly what happened during the Great Migration of the Bantu people. As they moved, some were left behind, either knowingly or unknowingly. Those who remained interacted with other groups, especially invading nations, leading to the formation of new communities through intermarriage. This intermingling resulted in physical differences among related groups, making them appear distinct despite sharing the same origins. Similarly, those who continued to migrate also experienced fragmentation. Some groups settled in different regions, forming distinct tribes and nations across the African continent. Over time, they lost direct contact with one another, and younger generations began to see each other as strangers rather than relatives from the same ancestral lineage. One of the most painful aspects of this historical process is the division between Bantu people who remained in the northern regions and those who continued southward. The northern groups intermarried with various invading populations at different points in history, leading to significant physical differences from their southern counterparts. As a result, many in the north distanced themselves from their southern brothers, while those in the south struggled to recognize their connection to their northern kin. However, history holds many hidden truths waiting to be uncovered. When our ancestors spoke of rolling down from the mountains by means of the grain basket, they were describing how their people were scattered. Like seeds falling from a basket, some remained in place while others continued to distant lands. Over time, the scattered seeds grew separately, losing their direct connection to the mother plant. As human beings, we have always caused division among ourselves, knowing that separation weakens our sense of connectedness. When people lose their sense of identity, they become easier to control and manipulate. It is no coincidence that those without a strong understanding of their origins are often the most vulnerable to external influences. A person who knows where they come from and understands their values is much harder to manipulate. This is why reconnecting with our roots is so important. It is not about division, it is about unity. It is about rediscovering the ties that were severed by history and reclaiming the truth that was buried beneath generations of separation. As we continue this journey, let us seek understanding rather than division. Let us strive to reconnect with our lost brothers and sisters, recognizing that our differences are not as great as they seem. We all come from the same grain basket, scattered but forever linked by the same roots.